taken too much there actually. It is hot today, which is also, look at this, ridiculous. The sun is out, and so we are taking this for her first ever cruise.
The reason it's good news it is sunny is because our boat is fully electric and fully powered by the sun. So today is the perfect day for her first cruise. If you are new to the channel, we are turning her into our floating home and renovating the whole of the inside ourselves. So hit subscribe and the bell notification button and come along for the journey.
I get to see that, don't I?
I guess so.
This is like our hub, which shows us how much the solar panels are bringing in and also how much wattage is going out with the engine, and we've been told not to get that over 3,000 watts, which we're not going to do. We're going to take today very steady because we've never cruised this boat before, and all boats handle differently, and also never cruised an electric boat before. So it's going to be really interesting to see how she handles, how she manoeuvres. It's exciting, but you know, also a little bit nerve-wracking at the same time. I really want to get going whilst it's nice and quiet out here on the canal. This is the other thing that's really different about the electric motor rather than the diesel motor. Like normally we had the diesel motor before on our previous boat. We'd been running her for like half an hour before we set off on a cruise so the engine would get nice and warmed up. This one, don't have to do any of that. It's literally just a case of flicking this switch. And that's all it takes.
Pre-flight checks. Is the horn working? Give us a honk! So our first job of the day is a scary one. We've got to turn her around. There's a winding hole just under the bridge, but there's always loads of hire boats. We've got to hope it's quiet and see how she turns. There was a hire boat turning around in the winding hole. So we pulled it aside, and hopefully when they've cleared and turned around, there'll be enough room for us to give it a go.
Whenever I have to use a winding hole, I almost have to like build myself up for it because I'm not that good at manoeuvring, and it's been a long time since we've cruised, and I end up coming up with all the different excuses. You know, like today it's a little bit windy, isn't it? So if I don't do this very well, that's the reason why. Blame the weather. Also, there's loads of people sitting there having lunch. Also, if I start sticking my tongue out, it's because I'm really needed to concentrate, alright? Am I going to whack them? I can't really do much about that. Can you sort that or not? It's good to tell me you're not actually near the circle, I think. Can you get on the bank or not?
Successfully turned around. It wasn't as smooth as you would kind of hope for, but we turned around. We didn't hit, I don't think we hit the hire boats. I think it was kind of like a bit of a nudge. It was fine. So now we are heading south.
How are you finding it now you're on board?
It's lovely.
It's so lush, isn't it?
It's quiet from the towpath. You can hear like absolutely nothing. On the boat, you've just got that like gentle whir.
Yeah, it's got a similar sort of sound, you know, that the electric cars have when they kind of have that little sort of noise. But I mean, compared to the great big tractor like diesel engine that we had on our previous boat, it's almost completely silent. And to come through this little section, which I always say looks like something from Jurassic Park, it's got all that the trees hanging out over the canal. And it's just like really wild and a bit overgrown. I love it. It's just so lovely to just kind of glide seamlessly as part of the scenery almost.
Yeah, you feel less disruptive to it.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Part of it.
I did that today as well. It's just amazing. This is our top speed, so it's a little slower than if we had the diesel. But canals, you know, it's about travelling slow and making the most of it. We have got a higher boat breathing down our necks trying to get to the next lock, but
They'll have to learn.
yeah.
Boat life is about slow travel. Tiring work. Look at how hard locks are. 2 to go. There's another reason why we have to cruise today, and that's because we have somewhere to be in 3 days' time. We'll let you know why later on in the video, but that's why we're so lucky that the sun is shining and it's a gorgeous day.
They always put bridges on blind bends. So you never see where you're going. Good to see the chimneys fitting underneath all the bridges, isn't it?
That
I was
is a massive relief.
a bit worried about that. It's honestly so hot today. It's one of those sort of cruises where even the canal looks tempting to jump into and have a little swim. I mean, this canal is only about waist deep, so and you'll probably end up having a bit of a mud bath because the bottom of it is seriously silty, but it does look tempting. Might sound like a bit of a weird thing to say, but it feels it's strangely emotional to be on the towpath and watching Gabby cruise our boat past. It's just like it's been 6 months that we've been working on that, but obviously like, the idea it's probably been about like two or so years in the making, and I mean there's still loads that we need to do, you know, to finish the fit out on Artie and all that, but it just feels really, I don't know what the word is, to see like the actual idea coming to life and it actually moves and we can cruise and we can travel about on a home which we're building ourselves. Yeah, it's strangely emotional. Very appreciative of this shade on the overgrown trees. It's sweltering, so warm. We usually try and take it in turns with the locks, so like one of them I'll cruise the boat in and Gabby will do the lock, and then the next one we'll switch around. What we're going to try and do down here is try and collect me from the towpath without having to like pull the boat in to the bank and stuff. I mean, this is the first time we've properly cruised in about 6 months, so our manoeuvres might be a little bit rusty. Let's see how we get on. Just to make sure I get there in time before the boat comes. Oh, I can't forget the dog either. Right, Till, come on. Oh no, really? Here? So you need to slow down. Come on in. Come on in, you. That's it. Up you come. Ooh. Ah. Ooh.
It's the stress of having to pick you up as well.
You're gonna have to slow down. Should I meet you at the next log?
Yeah.
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 It's a nice idea. Mind the cafetiere?
The bike's falling on me.
You know that phrase, learn to walk before you run? I mean, in that like 30 seconds, we managed to crash the boat, not pick me up, until he was sick on the towpath. These things come in threes.
I'm back inside the boat while Jack cruises. So I am actually working today, so I'm trying to, well, I've been helping out cruising, and then I actually need to spend the majority of my time inside the boat, sadly, working. But what is so lovely is being on calls, or being on video calls, and the outside just changing around me. It's so nice. So I've got a few calls to make, so Jack's gonna continue cruising, and I'm gonna do some work. Hello. Good, how are you doing?
I know it might be boring to keep on going on about it, but I just cannot get over how quiet the electric motor is. It's so beautiful being able to cruise down here and hear all the bird song and the little rustling in the trees where there's squirrels scampering and deer. That's what boating's all about. It's beautiful. Also get to hear all of Gabby's work Zoom call as well, so
It is just so gorgeous outside. What an office. We used to cruise all the time, so there are two different types of ways you can live on the water in the UK, and it's either being a continuous cruiser, which is when you move your boat, your home, every 2 weeks you have to change location, or you have a permanent mooring, which is what we currently have, so you don't have to move every 2 weeks and you can kind of stay put. Now, when we first came to boat life, which was 2019, we were continuous cruisers for about 3 years, so we always moved our home every 2 weeks. I'm gonna say 2 years then, and you just see like so many different towns and villages and people, and there's so much adventuring and exploring. Now, having a permanent base has its plus side, so doing DIY, it's so much easier when you've got an actual place where we can kind of put stuff on the towpath and stay put whilst we're doing up the boat. But we really miss cruising, and being out today and like inside the boat, looking out or out, it's just another part of boat life which is incredible, which I think we're missing out on at the minute, the cruising element. So I kind of think when the boat's done, we need to cruise more in the summer, and because we're solar powered, we'll have to probably stay put a bit more in the winter, but you know, make the most of when the sun shines and get out and explore some new places. Are you a nomad, or do you like staying in one place? Let us know in the comments what you go for.
this is going to be our last lock of the day. And then I think tomorrow we'll just tootle on down to our final destination. I was going to say, whilst you're on your Zoom call,
Yeah.
shall we moor up just on the other side of the bridge?
Yeah, you know, I was thinking that as well, because we're only half an hour from the train station,
Yeah,
so it's a much more convenient place to be located.
yeah, and there's a pub up the road,
Oh, yeah.
and I just saw 2 people walking over the bridge with wet hair,
They've gone for a while.
so I reckon there's a wild swimming spot nearby.
Yeah, let's do that then. Let's
So,
walk up here.
alright.
We swapped over because I'm a bit nervous of mooring up, so I let Jack do the tricky manoeuvring. He's good at it. Everyone's got their strengths, right? So I'm going to go walk up here, check out what the mooring's like, do some arm signalling to Jack to get him to come in when it's good, and then we can settle in for the evening.
Got a tree over the top of it.
Yeah, we need to make sure we're in the sun, don't we?
Yeah.
We'll show you when we get there how much our batteries have gone down, to show how much, like, what, 3 hours cruising? How much that's used of our batteries on a sunny day. I'll show you when we get there, so it's like the end of the journey. But without giving away any spoilers, we still need to be sensible and moor up where we can get some more sunlight to top up the batteries.
Show with this mooring, don't we? Get a golf course next to it, like being at the Masters. I feel like I should be doing this quietly. These are distract the golf people.
Right, here we go then. We've been cruising for about 4 hours, stopping at locks in between. But, Jackson,
Yes.
what do you reckon our batteries are on?
Ooh. Percentage?
Percentage.
It's been fairly sunny.
What did we start on? I think we started...
We started on 98%.
Okay, we started
Is
today
there-
98%.
yeah. So 98%, I reckon. 78.
78.
Yeah.
What do you reckon? The answer is... 84%.
84%.
That's not bad, is it?
That's good. Because I've been charging my laptop at the same time.
Have you?
Yeah, yeah.
That's amazing.
It's another beautiful day. It's quite nice this mooring spot because you're looking out over a golf course and you're literally moored opposite like the tee off bit, you know, where they put the ball down. And I'm not into golf, but it's I don't know, it's really nice just sort of standing here watching them through the kitchen window. It's another beautiful day. It's one of the things that we miss about cruising, is just being able to moor up in the middle of nowhere and call this home for a few days. But we have spent most of the morning just sort of mooching about, enjoying the sunshine, and we're both now ravenous, so let's make a bit of breakfast. Well, if not, what not?
How much tomato do you think's in the bowl compared to what's in your mouth?
It's called Chef's Perks. It's our homemade wild garlic salt, which I love using, but I'm one of those people that likes to ration it because I think it needs to last like the whole year. We didn't make very much this season, so this is all we've got to last us through. But with this, it just goes really nicely. So you just want a little pinch of that. Now, I know it looks like a mess, but when you come to spread this on the toast, it'll look perfect. But it tastes so good. It's a classic combination, you know, basil, tomatoes, good olive oil, a little bit of garlic with the garlic salt. Right, let's get the toast done. Now how we said it's a lovely peaceful spot, this. The farmer who I think owns the field next door to where we're currently moored at, I think has chosen today as the perfect day to rehang a gate or something, so we can hear lots of clattering in the background and a tractor bustling away. That's what's going on. I mean, I'm loving it. I love tractors. Genuinely, right, when I was a baby, I was obsessed with farms. I had like a whole farm playset, and my first ever words wasn't mama, dada, it genuinely was the word tractor. So I'm loving it. We're getting this little New Holland fancy thing with one of those big arms whizzing up and down on the bridge opposite. Great. Breakfast with a view. Family member number 1.
Come on. Oh, lovely.
Messy?
Really messy.
Good?
That's really good. That garlic is.
That's it. That's one of those things that doesn't look that aesthetically pleasing, but it's essentially like a bruschetta. You know, you've kind of got your pulp tomato, you've got your basil, you've got the garlic, you've got the good olive oil. It tastes so good. And
really lovely.
Summer morning breakfast, sitting by the canal. Can't beat it. Cheers.
Cheers.
My hair is absolutely wild. It's the first time I've seen myself today in the little screen next to the camera. We haven't got any mirrors on the boat yet. We were going to continue our journey down the canal today, but we've decided that we like this spot too much. So we're going to spend an extra night here and then tootle down the final mile that we've got left tomorrow morning. But we do have to get down there tomorrow because on Monday we are booked into the paint shed, which is properly exciting. So Artie is going to go from her Battleship Grey to... well, we're going to keep that a surprise. You have to wait and see what colour we've gone for. But if you want to get involved with the journey and follow along, hit subscribe down below and click the little bell icon as well. Then you get a notification when we upload our next video. And if you want to buy us a coffee as well, that would be awesome. I'll put the link for that down below in the description. And thank you so much to everyone that has bought us a brew so far, because you genuinely let us do what we do. You know, you allow us to create content like this, so thank you very, very much. We're very, very grateful. Thank you for watching this week, and we'll see you again next time.